All right, and we are recording. So, welcome to today's episode. I have no idea, like, even how I'm calling this podcast, but it's SEO Happy Hour podcast, SEO podcast. So, I have no idea. So, today guest is very special because I have noticed her LinkedIn posts, and like one of the, I would say, like minority of the people who are talking about mindset things, usually people are talking about technical skills, especially in digital space. And I was thinking like, yeah, these girls have something. So we had a talk and really enjoyed. And then like, yeah, if you're okay to be my next next podcast guest. So thank you so much for coming, Anvisha. And you are a communication and social media specialist for digital and e-commerce. So we haven't have this title in our podcast. So I wonder if you can tell us something about yourself and how you see actually the connection between the mindset and your career journey.
Sure. So, thank you for having me, Adriana. I hope I pronounced your name properly.
Perfectly.
So, I've been in the digital space for about 3 years now, and I can say that I'm comfortably settled in this role. I don't know what my next role will be 5 years down the line, but at this point of time, I really enjoy my work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm working from home, which definitely has its own perks. Staying with family, having home food, getting time for myself after work to do the things that I love. So I think really enjoying the setting at the moment, and I feel that I love talking about mindset. Like you said, that I've been posting about mindset thoughts because I feel that mindset and career journey, no matter what your career journey is very strongly, deeply connected, especially during the first few years of your career. So when we start out in our careers, we don't really think of an ideal mindset, ideal behavior. Maybe how should I talk? How should I sit? How should I present myself? But we don't really stick to a model mindset. It just develops, it shifts, and like you said, that sometimes the focus is so much on the technicalities, we miss out on those small little things which really make up the bigger picture. So I think I just love reading and talking about mindset.
Yeah, and actually that's very easy to see that because you're constantly repeating that you are enjoying in your work, that you love your work. So basically, that is something that a lot of SEO professionals and like even just like professionals in digital are not experiencing because they are facing everyday stress, frustrations, and like just overwhelming feelings. But if you really want to feel that enjoyment and joyfulment in your work, you really need to actually develop that growth mindset that will help you to even just like get rid of your stress, get rid of frustrations, and like fully enjoy in the usually I'm talking about like SEO, but like any areas of expertise you can't enjoy because like you have these blockers on daily basis. But for you, like what kind of challenge you had in the past that you saw that actually the mindset is something that helped you the most?
So I think the biggest challenge would be reading the room. When you're working in an organization, or anywhere really, it's about working with people having different mindsets, having different styles of working, handling conflict situations. Sometimes it's about cross cultural communication. Should you call somebody he, she, or they? Because we've been brought up with different beliefs in different countries. So when we are getting together with people from different areas of life from across the globe, we need to be so, I think, sometimes sensitive and accepting, and also respectful of their behaviors and their preferences as well. So definitely, the challenges that I have faced would be to maybe see a place for myself, see where I'm fitting in. Where should I speak up? When should I speak up? Should I be having a long list of to dos? Should I be focusing on a few priority tasks? Should I just be a participant? Should I be contributing? And I think where mindset has helped me here is trying to observe, be patient without being judgmental, without being rushing about things, um, not glorifying overwork. I know I listened to your podcast on overworking, and you asked a question: why do you need to overwork? And I think that some people are glorifying that, working in the weekends, forgetting to have lunch, and not sleeping enough, not having to spend time with family. But I think that is, if you are judging yourself, your work on the basis of the amount of extra hours that you're putting in, then is it really adding any kind of value to your life as a whole? So I think, small things like knowing whether uh, a maybe is a no. So sometimes we just say, maybe we'll do it, or maybe I'll see. When we know in our hearts, we know deep down that the answer is a no. So why not say a no? And it's not easy, but I think it's important sometimes.
Yeah, saying no, setting boundaries is very hard to actually implement, but it's not hard when you know your worth and once you are confident about your own value. And like that is a reason like why people are, or even like on the surface level, it seems that like people are working because like they have so many tasks, they don't have like team members that can take these tasks from them, or any kind of like busy modern world is making excuses like why people are overworking. But when we see that actually it's harming us more than like it's beneficial for us, deep down we are not feeling good enough, so we need to take additional tasks, we need to take additional responsibility. It's like kind of like additional like titles, like certification courses. We always need to get something to feel that we are better, to feel that we are more worthy. So when it's I'm seeing like so many clients, they are starting kind of like as a good thing, like, oh, I'm so busy, oh, I'm so overworking, I'm so overworking, I don't have time for my vacation. And like it seems like kind of like positive thing, but like it's not. If you don't have time for your vacation, if you are so busy constantly, and like if you are so busy even for a few weeks, and you see that like you can check anything around that and you can do anything, that something is wrong, something is off. And like the most interesting thing is like how all these things come back to us in terms of anxiety, in terms of stress, in terms of frustration. So we can lie that like being busy, that's something that we love, being like in so many different things, conferences, like speaks, doing so many different tasks. But like if we are having stress, if we are having this kind of like negative feeling, something is wrong, and that is a sign that like something is not aligned with
Right.
ourself. So on the surface it seems like very easily, but like in I want to say that like in the heart, in our body feelings, something is off. So that is like where mindset is able to fix these things. And like you can work just because like you can be successful, you can be even like more rich than you are now with the mindset. You don't need to overwork, you don't need to work like 20 hours. Like you can achieve anything you want by your mindset, but not from the hard work.
Right. And I think also, it's this constant, I think, effort to justify your hard work. For example, um, I've been promoted, but I had to shift from home, and I'm traveling 4 hours a day, and I really deserve it. I mean, why do you have to, get that imposter syndrome and feel that you have to justify your hard work or your achievements? Why cannot it not come from a place of security, from a place of comfort, which makes you and helps you do better and be a better version of yourself?
Because we are not working on ourselves. Like that's the reason. Like that's the only reason for imposter syndrome, for constant insecurity or anything like that. And like I was like that. I was like that. I was feeling all these feelings, and then like I was burned out completely, and then I entered the coaching world when actually everything changed me. So, but do you see any other sabotaging thoughts that are actually sabotaging your work currently, and like how you are planning to fix that?
So, my focus has always been on, I think, more on myself and my growth and working with those around me. But I know that sometimes it can result in me getting inside a bubble and maybe not really being able to observe what is happening around me, what is happening in the surroundings. Is there a colleague who needs my help? If I am in a position to lead a team, is are my team members looking for guidance? Am I approachable enough to them? And you hear so much about people nowadays talking about how you have to be so cognizant of so many facts. For example, read your contracts, um, know what is compliant, know what is non-compliant, be trusting, yes, but also be careful, be alert, because it benefits everybody. So I also feel you spoke about burnout. So I face the same, and that's because of the pressure that I sometimes put on myself to learn outside of my work. So sometimes that pressure is it's very internal. It's not something that I'm expected to do, but it's something that I'm imposing on myself. So I'm probably at the end of the day calculating and analyzing what have I done today outside of my work, how much time have I been able to give to my learning and development, not realizing that sometimes you just need an hour maybe to do nothing, just breathe, go for a walk, listen to some music, try to prioritize your tasks instead of having a long list. And this might again seem very cliched, try to prioritize, because there is sometimes we have a lot of work that needs to get done. But ask yourself this question in the morning: what are those, if not three, six most important things that I have to do today? Sometimes it will be three, sometimes it will be one, but having that mental list, I think, really helps.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, because in the end of the day, if you see that you can't prioritize, like something is off, then definitely you are missing something. Because all great leaders, all successful people, know how to delegate things, know how to prioritize things, and like if you see all the tasks equally, or like if you still are so busy, so you can't prioritize, something is off. And then definitely there are so much like of the research, probably courses, like how you are doing like prioritization regarding the impact that have like these tasks. Usually I'm always thinking about the impact. So that's my kind of like the easiest way, like, okay, see this task, what's the impact? See this task, what's the impact? And then when I see the impact, it's so kind of like it falls everything into one place, like how I'm prioritizing. But I really love when when you mention like sometimes we really need to do nothing, but that is so hard. Because like like we are working in the morning, then we are having lunch, we are listening podcasts, then we are working again, then okay, maybe I will get some walk or like gym time, and then I will listen something on the SEO things again. Yeah, again, new podcast, more podcast. But like even like this podcast seems that like it's doing nothing, but it's you're still doing something. You're entering your mental energy for something that you want to learn, something that is important for you. So your brain is not relaxing, even like when we are listening something, even like when we are just like doing watching some Netflix things that we don't care about anything about, that can be kind of like relaxation. But like
Yep.
if we do something that we care about, that is not relaxation. We still learn, we still putting some energy there, still capacity to actually understand like how you can develop your mindset, how you can do these things. But and then like you're developing that pattern that your brain is not relaxed at all. So even you go to vacation, it's so hard to relax, because like your brain pattern constantly sees and looking for new things to learn, to check, to analyze, to and it's just like And of course that like you are overwhelmed, and of course that you are burned out, because like your brain is in constant circle, like you can't stop it.
So, I read this book called How Women Rise. Really liked reading it. And I came across this, we have to do lists, but it spoke of having a to don'ts list. So, you make a
Mm-hmm.
list of things that I will not do today, I will not do in this week. And it might feel very freeing. I don't know, haven't tried. Would you like to try something like that?
I'm constantly doing that, because like my approach, and that is kind of also another mindset exercise, like if you want to reach next career level, life level, anything like that you haven't achieved yet, you need to stop doing something.
Right.
Because if you are able to reach that next level, you are already there. But like if you can't reach the next level, something again is off, and something, just like to create additional capacity to reach the next level, you need to stop doing something that is sabotaging you in the current position where you are.
Yes.
So I'm constantly stopping doing something,
Hmm.
and like creating a new capacity to see something that I can see with the current capacity that I have, and constantly reiterating, optimizing, and just like growing. And for example, what you are doing to reach that next career level or life level, or like anything that you want to reach next, like how you want to achieve that, and like how you see the connection that mindset can help you in that.
So I honestly never thought that I would be working in the digital space. I always saw myself as somebody doing field work. I love research. I love taking notes, interacting with people, working on field, and it is, I think, through an opportunity given by a professional to me. His faith in my maybe his faith and belief in my hard work, with the hope that I would do something for myself and add some value to my work as well, that I actually landed up in this role of digital marketing. And like I said, I don't know, 5 years down the line, is it going to be the same role? Am I going to be a project manager, people manager? I really don't know. But what I know is that I always want to do work and learn things that add value to my life as a whole, because I think that's what really matters at the end of the day. The whole human being, not just the professional. And I probably want to carry the skills that I'm learning here into my next job, just as probably I have been using some of the skills that I've learned during my school, my college, in my present work. I maybe want to carry the same and more in my next job, transferable skills. So definitely, I think that a few things which I have been learning more in the past few months is being more accepting of when things don't work out, when they are not in your favor, um, saying no to things that don't agree with you, and asking questions when in doubt, saying I don't know if you don't know. There's no shame in admitting that you don't know something. It can be something as basic, for example, I've been rolling out campaigns, and then somebody new in my team asks me this question: Anvisha, what's the standard size of the certificate of participation that you designed? That the agency designed and that you gave the brief for? And I was blank. I didn't know what a standard certificate size should be. And so, I mean, so many things, so many little things that make up the big picture. And these are things that I feel constantly um, that I need to maybe learn so that I can also carry it forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, asking questions like that is like the one of the most hardest thing to say. Like, no, I don't have the answer, or I don't know, because also asking questions and saying no, that I don't know, is connected that actually you don't know something, but as a negative tendency, like, oh, I'm not good enough, I need to know that, or like maybe
Right.
they will think that I'm dumb, they will think that I'm not SEO professional, that I'm presenting myself, I will lose my reputation, I will lose I will lose trust in myself and also clients, and like etc etc etc. But in the end of the day, it doesn't mean that. It means just that like you don't have answer on one question, and asking questions means that you would like to know more about this and this and this. And when you are putting like so much like emotional charge on like what these questions means, like what will happen, like what we'll do and do, of course that like we are circling that like in our heads, like we are getting stressed, like oh what another person will think, because it's okay that we know that like we don't know something,
Right.
and we know like we are talking about ourselves so many like bad things, but like when other person is saying oh maybe you don't know, or any other kind of like bad things about, then it's a problem. But like all day we are talking to ourselves in so bad way, like oh you don't know this, like how you can do that, like or just like that. And of course we are so negative to ourselves.
Right. And, I've seen professionals at leadership levels also just being so humble and saying, that this is not my area of expertise. I don't know simple basic things. And then,
Yeah.
I think that we are hesitating all the time to ask for fear of being judged. And then there are people who are leading organizations and they're being so open about the fact that they don't know and want to learn. I really like this attitude that some people have. It really teaches.
Yeah. And just like no, saying like hey I don't know that but I can check, and own that, because like when you are owning yourself like hey I don't know this but like I will check, like that is like where you are starting to get trust in yourself, your belief in yourself, and of course that confidence is coming from that. Hey I don't know but I can check, and like, and even you are thinking that maybe that means that I'm dumb or like anything, that's your problem. I'm totally okay with myself and saying like hey I don't know this but I can check, and
Yeah.
not just like making thousand excuses like oh this and this it depends or something like that. No, like I don't know and I owning that. So you can check like that your body is just like having a huge trust in yourself and you're building belief. Yeah, you don't know but you will find out, and like that's it. Like in with that mood I'm going through the life like hey I don't know something but like I will figure it out.
Right.
All right. So, do you think for the reaching your next level, like what kind of skills you are maybe missing today that you have identified that it's your gap, and on which skills that you want to work in the future?
Hard skills, definitely Excel. I need to learn Excel. Um, I want to learn designing. I want to learn data. So I feel that I'm more of a creative sort of a marketer, but
Mm-hmm.
I really want to learn the data part of it now. Campaign rollout is fine, but then you also have to analyze, and data gives a good picture, especially if you're presenting to the leadership team. You have to focus on data. So that is something that I feel I need to learn. And digital marketing, social media is such a huge space, so much to learn. And I like to spend time in learning more of what I enjoy, but I think I also like to dip my toes into everything and know a little bit of everything. So
Mm-hmm.
SEO, for example, has started learning SEO. Been reaching out to professionals, listening to podcasts, and that's how I realized that our thoughts connected so much when I heard your podcast on SEO in 2024. So, just trying to learn new things and maybe learn new skills. When it comes to soft skills, I think um, I said I tend to get into my own bubble, but I would love to go out and interact with more people and learn more from them, and stop feeling like an imposter, which I do sometimes. I still feel it, even though um, I might be very confident, I might be well prepared for a certain presentation, but I still end up feeling that maybe I could have done better, or I always get that feeling. And it's later
Mm-hmm.
that I sit and think, why didn't I add these points, and why didn't I say that, and I missed this, I missed that. um, so I think also I've been working with some wonderful people who teach in their own small and big ways. So really want to carry all of that, and really want to work on developing those skills for myself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Basically, I can add some value.
And from all these skills that you mentioned that you would like to develop, what do you think what would have like the biggest impact for your career for the next level that you are going to go?
Uh, Sometimes I think it's not possible to learn everything, even
Mm-hmm.
when you're on the job. And you might be having just a few skills out of the many skills that are required for a new job. But then I think it's important to work hard on it, work on it. So if you're doing a course, if you're trying to learn from a friend, I think that also counts as taking one step forward in learning that skill. So it is again that mindset, that passion, that you want to learn something new, and you're taking one step towards maybe starting with learning that, and then you can always learn that properly in the next job if it's a requirement. They will definitely teach you. But what are you
Mm-hmm.
doing from your end? What steps are you taking to at least start the journey? So I think that is something that I feel is very important.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And when you're stuck or like you overwhelmed, like where you are taking some mindset inspiration from?
So people around me, of course, my family, my friends. I have a very supportive partner. He helps me out whenever I'm stuck. My dog, he teaches me in ways that I cannot learn from textbooks or from classes. He has those little ways of expressing without even talking. And I tell everyone about this, that I learn so much from him. And so many things that I don't even realize, but later on feel that I've probably taken from him. I also think there are some very wonderful people like you. And even though we've not met in person, but even listening to your thoughts really inspire me. I listen to a few podcasts, Grace Beverly's podcast that I really like. I really enjoy her podcast, Working Hard, Hardly Working. I'm also a member of an online marketing community, Girls in Marketing. So they host different events, webinars, courses, discussions on all things marketing, so that we are always updated about the latest that's happening. These days, I'm very hooked to watching anime on Netflix. So I watch a lot of it, and I also draw inspiration from it. For example,
Mm-hmm.
this series that I'm watching currently and loving, it's called Jujutsu Kaisen. And there's this fighting scene between my favorite character, Gojo, and there's an evil spirit, it's basically a monster. And the monster is coming to attack Gojo, and he exercises something called domain expansion. So basically, this monster lands up in an area of void, like a limitless space. And Gojo says that this is your punishment. When you have everything, you can't do anything. And I actually thought, wow, I mean, when you have everything, you don't know what to pick, and then how will you attack. And this also taught me a lot about positivity, which is, if you're expanding your space of positivity around you, you actually create a void between the positive and negative thoughts, because negativity always doesn't come in the form of people or external factors. Sometimes it's in your mind. You are fighting with yourself. Your own negative thoughts are deep inside, so you can't avoid them. You can't say that, okay, I will not even let the negativity enter, or um, not acknowledge that, okay, everything is good. No, every day is not good. But you can definitely expand that space for positivity in your life, so that there is definitely a void. It takes time for those negativity to reach you, and in the meantime you can probably um, do better for yourself.
Yeah, I really love it, and I really, yeah. And whenever we have like everything, or like like a lot of people are saying, like if you're for everyone, you are for anyone,
Right.
or like, but like that really means because everything and like everyone, it means that like whole thing about you, so you really can't focus.
Right.
So, and like I think the modern world is really about like focusing and like just boosting your quality into deep, not just like being all around the world. Because I think whenever you are on like so many different sides, like you can't go deep. And
Hmm.
like with the like competition on the market, I think the only way how you differentiate yourself and how you are being unique and authentic is going into your way of perspective. Doesn't matter like what is your area of expertise, but going deep. So basically you are becoming a synonym for, hey, if it's mindset coach, I want to be synonym for it. Like I don't want to be like SEO specialist expert. No, I just want to be a synonym for the mindset coach for SEO specialist. So I don't know, like I really, that really resonates with me. And this is what I'm seeing, that the clients who want to build their business, clients who want to reach their like titles, like that's the only way how this is working in the current world.
So, at the end of the day, I really feel, why are we all working? Is it just for being independent? Is it just for growing? Is it for the return on all these years of hard work that we have put in, our families have put in for us? Or is it about really adding value to ourselves as an individual and remembering who we were or wanted to be when we were young? Nudging a friend, telling her about the next maybe bestseller book you want to write. Do you still dream of that, or have you buried it inside, just lying to yourself saying, I'm very busy and I'm a working professional now, I don't have time for those things? And I've seen I've seen my friends go out with their childhood friends and talk about um, not work or things other than work, and how they've been also working so well, performing so well. So I just don't, I don't agree with this concept of being a professional all the time, carrying your work back at home and just being so serious about it. Sometimes you just have to let it go. It's fine, it's life.
Yeah, because the huge part of ourselves like is actually not work. And
Yeah.
like we really want to like show the world like the person who we are, like no work, no anything related like professional, because like that is something that we kind of that I love to say that like I want to be a kid. I want to be a kid because
Yes.
like it's a lot of things are out there that just like forbidden to us, like hey, you don't need to you can't smile, you need to be serious, you just like grow up, you can't be a kid anymore or something like. No, I want to be a kid. And like why we are not allowing ourselves to be a kid, like when we are not at work, when we are with our friends, partners, families, and just like have a good time.
Right.
All right. So I had a very good time here and I really enjoying this conversation. I think people definitely can learn a lot of about career, journey, mindset. So thank you so much for joining this call.
Thank you for having me.